I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. At a Senate Banking Committee hearing on Thursday, Senator Kevin Cramer spoke about climate change. The North Dakota Republican said that producing more natural gas in the United States would help fight climate change. Cramer said that, quote, Vladimir Putin's natural gas emits about 50% more greenhouse gas emissions than American natural gas. He also pointed out the benefits that producing more energy in the U.S. would have for American workers.
Senator Cramer from North Dakota is recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Brown. Thank you, Ranking Member Toomey. Thanks to all of our witnesses. I've been writing a lot of notes, and the first thing I want to say in response to the question earlier about the emissions of ships bringing natural gas from Russia to the Northeast rather than piping it from Pennsylvania. Let me just tell you, this gets to the heart of one of your issues, Mr. Eberhardt, and that is let's produce more American natural gas and American energy, because according to the National Energy Technology Labs at the Department of Energy, according to their data, Vladimir Putin's oil or natural gas emits about 50% more greenhouse gas emissions than American natural gas. If we did nothing but displaced Russia's natural gas with America's, we'd be doing a lot for workers, a lot for our country, and a lot for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Secondly, I want to get to this issue, the real issue of the moment, and that is the cost of climate change overreaction, which I think leads to, stems from the first point. Chairman Brown talked about the awful CEOs of American companies that are making record profits. If the price signals coming from the administration and from liberals in charge of this place were different, if they were different, wouldn't those profits instead be investments in creating jobs and cleaner energy here in the United States, Mr. Eberhardt?
Absolutely, Senator. So, in your first point about the Russian natural gas, I'd just like to add that the carbon intensity of oil from Venezuela is twice what it is from American oil. And there's, various other countries like that. The carbon intensity from the U.S. oil is lower than nearly anywhere else in the world. So again, in addition to the environmental costs and the transportation costs, the carbon intensity is lower. So if the ultimate goal is to reduce carbon intensity, and we're going to have the energy demand anyway, and we're not going to affect supply, or we're not going to affect energy, we're going to affect supply. We want to use American energy first anyway. Secondly, to your point, I think that we want more investment in America, we want more jobs in America, and we do it better, cleaner, safer, and it's closer. So to me, the logic would just dictate to focus on doing the best we can with the natural resources we have in America and trying to do it in the cleanest way possible, Senator.
Well, let me follow up then with this question. Because Chairman Brown also in his opening statement referenced that if America doesn't lead, China will, to which I say exactly, that's my concern. And so if we don't lead, is China then, if we lead with SEC regulations, for example, that further burden American energy, are we to assume that China is going to also increase their regulatory scheme, or is Russia going to increase its regulatory scheme so that they can, follow the lead of the United States of America? I mean, is that how global markets work?
Absolutely not, Senator. And I think to think that would be naive. Look, all this ESG investment scoring and whatever, we're handicapping the international competitiveness of American companies, and I think it's ill-advised. Look, these companies in charge they don't have an ESG score that's going to negatively impact their banking relationship, their relationship with the government, or anything. China, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, these countries care about profits, and they care about bringing in hard currency. They don't care one iota about the environmental impact of what they're doing, nor do they care about what it does to their local consumers. We have higher standards in America, and we have a better outlook on balancing the environmental damage and the environmental cost with the jobs and the economy of what we're doing. Again, the only country even close to the same standards as us is Canada. Places that you mentioned, Senator, have absolutely no incentive to focus on the environment while extracting the natural resources.
Since we're talking about discrepancy of standards, Mr. Butterworth, do you think that the workers in China and the workers in Russia are treated this as well as workers in the United States?
I'd have to look at their agreement. That's a joke. No, really, I can't answer that. But I know we follow agreements, and our folks are treated well in this country.
Well, then let me help you. The labor standards in Russia and the labor standards in China are not as good as the labor standards in the United States of America. So I'm for an all the above, like many have said, and I'm for an America first, not an America only, but an America first agenda that takes care of workers and the environment. And I think we do it better than anybody. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator Cramer. Thank you for taking notes for my opening statement. It's a whole new concept. Senator